All right. Are we ready to go? And as we speak, I might be making some references to those, to some of those videos. All right, let's go. Our mantra. All right. When people tell you, no. Now, what's that now? Come in with energy now. Let's go. When people tell you, try the fortune tellers, consult the spiritualists. Why not tap into the spirit world? Get in touch with the dead. Tell them, no. What are we going to do? We are going to study the scriptures. Let's go again. When people tell you, try out the fortune tellers, consult the spiritualists. Why not tap into the spirit world? Get in touch with the dead. Tell them, no. We are going to study the scriptures. All right? And Brother Leke and Sister Lara, they just, again, explain to you some dimensions of that. All right? People are going to come to you and say different things, but your grounding needs to be strong. And like the lady asked, don't deceive yourself into thinking you're acting in faith. Don't deceive yourself, because God sees your mind. All right? You know when you are, you know when you are not. And don't act out of desperation. What we are going to speak now is important. Tap your neighbor. Stay awake. Stay awake. This thing we are going to do now is important. Number, what are we doing now? Number, what are we doing now? Okay. All right. And number 3 is what? Choose to marry someone who... Choose to marry somebody who... I need to hear you people's energy. Choose to marry somebody who... All right? We're going to speak about love now. I love him. I love her. When love enters, emotions are this. All of that, we're dealing with it now. All right? And there are many questions that have come before. I said we're dealing with it now. The guy that says don't pay for somebody. Somebody else asked me a question. We're going to deal with all of them now. All right? So the first thing is to say, love isn't something that happens between two strong people. So when we were looking for love, we're not looking for perfect people. All right? We're looking for people that love makes stronger. We're not looking for two, perfect, because some of you now, that's why we said to you, everything you are hearing is about you loving. All right? It's about you doing. All right? So the picture in your head, I'm searching for this guy that is perfect, this girl that is perfect. No. Understand that most times, love is something that happens between two imperfect people. And the union of them is what forms strength. All right? Understand also that there's something, love gives strength. All right? Love gives strength. Loving somebody gives strength. All right? And being loved by somebody makes you courageous. So just love is very fundamental to everything that we do. Not just marriage, even friendship. All right? Love is fundamental to most of the things we do. But the reason why we're talking about it this morning is because our idea, our concept of love, most times it is not Bible-based. And so what we want to do today, we want to lay it on, under a foundation that is Bible-based. All right? Am I making sense to you so far? All right? I don't think there's anybody here who doesn't agree that love should be present in a marriage. To marry somebody, to agree to... Is there anybody that says love is not important? Is there anybody? Is there anybody that thinks love is not important in getting married? There are people who think like that. All right? Do you think that love is not important? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I have a loud voice. The lady hardly knows the man. They will just tell you.
Today. Don't talk about our forefathers today. Do you believe that love is unimportant in marriage? I don't think there's anybody who believes that. All right? I think most people... most people, especially if you are here, I think that you will agree. Let's forget about the world people. Here, in this present place here now, all right, most of us understand why love is important, all right, in a relationship of marriage. But the problem is, how do you know that somebody loves you? That's really the problem. Because I love you. How many people have said to you, I love you? In a romantic way, not love of God. How many of you, girls, how many of you have been told I love you? Let me see your hands up. What are you people doing? You people are not looking sideways and all that. How many of you guys have told somebody I love you? All right. So if you have heard it from someone, the challenge for you is how do you know? As we say, talk is cheap. I love you. Okay. You know how somebody will tell you I love you and they're now waiting for you. You're like, okay, I've heard. They're now, you know, some of those things, they use it to witchcraft a response from you. It's witchcraft though. They're telling you I love you because they want you to tell them that I love you too. So you'll be looking at him, you're like, okay, what are you waiting? What is the response to I love you again? Thank you. Because the fact that somebody loves you doesn't mean you love them. All right? And keep in your mind, what's the third requirement that we're looking out for? Choose to marry what? Somebody who loves you. Somebody who loves you. That's what we're dealing with. All right? So the problem is usually how, this is one of the things that is most commonly discussed, but very few, the understanding of it is still not deep. Very many people we just say it. We hear it. Women are scared of it. Because you can tell when you love somebody. But it's very difficult for you to tell that the person loves you. And most times when you think that you love someone, most of us are speaking from a feeling point, from a feeling place. We will understand today whether love is feeling or something else. All right? So far, are we doing good? I need energy. So far, are we doing good? Yes. Okay, yeah. Stay awake, please. Right, just understand that this love thing that we say is commonly spoken about, but is one of the least understood. All right? It's one of the least understood. What is love? All right? Many people relate love to a feeling of fondness that they have for somebody. When most people say they love, it's feeling. I love him the way he makes me feel. You saw what Ogaga said, when you love somebody, now your head is not correct again. But the question you should be asking, that's where you know there is a problem. Do you love God? Do you love God? Yes. Let me hear you now. Do you love God? Yes. Why is it that the love of God doesn't make you crazy? Why does it not make you lose your sense? So if you love God, and you can think normally, you can still decide not to pay tithe. I love you, I won't pay tithe. But if you love a girl, you can't stop from giving all your money, all your this. That one of them, you don't love them. Are you people understanding me? I love God, but I don't act crazily. I love man, I love girl, I can't sleep. You see how many of you were removing your top when I said that the guy can walk away and not. You guys were removing shirt like, go where? You have to stay here, we die here and resolve it. That's what you are. But how many times do you know that God disapproves of what you are doing, but you are fine? So that either you don't love God or you don't like the person you are thinking. But you want to love God and you want to love that person and you want to be acting differently in the two situations. How far? For a Christian, so in understanding love, where are we going to start? Bible is where we're going to start. For us to understand, to birth this thing. Bible. Let me tap her. You know you can go back and stand to keep yourself awake. All right? Bible is where we're going to start. All right? And John 3, verse 16, it says what? For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not but have everlasting life. What did God have? What did God have for the world? What did God have for the world? He loved us. And what did he do? So your first answer is love is sacrifice. When God loved us, what did he do? He sacrificed for us. He gave the most precious thing to him. He gave it for our sake. So love is sacrifice. Love is not feeling. Yeah, all of you are now acting confused. I want to marry. You don't even understand the love that you want to. You guys are now just, if somebody won't make sacrifice for you, he doesn't love you. You people are going to hear something tonight. You won't love person, you will know. When God wanted to demonstrate his love for us, what did he do? He gave his most precious gift to us. Love is not collecting. I love you, buy me something. I love you, urgent 2K. I love you, urgent 5K. Love is not like that. Love is not receiving, love is giving. You are the mumu that they are using love to be collecting something. I love you, give me this one. I love you, pay for this one. That's not love. Love is not receiving, love is giving. Are we together? Love is not a feeling. It is action that is demonstrated in a person's willingness to make sacrifices for another. Love is demonstrated by your willingness to make sacrifice for another. That's love. Not I feel. When I see in my heart, all that one is something else. You heard what Frank Edo said. Love is something, Love is something more serious than we have been taking it and relating to it. I love you. Many of you are now thinking, I really don't love this guy. I'm not sure about this girl again. All right? If a person won't make sacrifices for you, that person doesn't love you, no matter what they say. Just know that. If a person won't make sacrifices for you, they don't love you. They can be saying, I love you every day. They can be sending it in messages. They can do video call and record it and send it. They can love voice note for you. No sacrifice, no love. And the person that you won't make sacrifice for, you should know now that you don't love the person. I like you. I have affection towards you. You make my but I don't love you. The person who makes sacrifices for you, it does. Sacrifice is what? Is the true test of love. What are we willing to give up for another person? That's how you show somebody that you love them. How much of something are you willing to give up so that's for someone else's benefit? An action is more important, and this is where most women miss it. A woman, most women, will fall in love with somebody who is telling them, I love you, than somebody who is showing them, I love you. And they will still be justifying, I like to hear it, That's how they get defrauded. They will not be crying. Am I saying don't say it? I'm saying say it. But don't pay as much importance. That's what God says. God says, I look at your heart. Everything that you are doing is drama before God. When you have finished your season 2, chill. God is looking at your heart. So when I say to you, I'm afraid for you people, that you people are already getting committed to yourself and you don't understand all these basic things. You want to marry somebody because your body is moving for them. I love him. And your parents will be telling you, say, I love him. They'll be telling you that I love him. Really? So it's the consistency of a person's action to make sacrifices to benefit you. That's how the person demonstrates that they love you. Some of you, the people who love you, have not told you. They are acting as your friends now. But you can see the things they do for you. You can see how they deny themselves to benefit you. They haven't mentioned anything. And you will completely ignore that person who is giving up for you to a fine boy who is telling you. How will I know? What did we say last month? Pay attention. Pay attention. And you yourself, you will know what you are in love with somebody. You will know. Because of the ease with which you sacrifice for that person. There are some people that you do things for that you know that no other person can get that thing off you. That's how you know that this person, I'm deceiving myself now that he's just a friend. But the relationship that I probably have with this person or want for this person is different. Love is sacrifice. If a person won't sacrifice for it, doesn't love. That's why love is not giving, receiving. I love you, come and pay my house rent. I love you, come and buy a car for me. You love yourself, you don't love me. See, all the girls are now looking, because girls are the ones who don't give at all. All of them are now looking up and like, why will I land this thing? You people will hear something. If you are giving, okay, thank God for you. But most of your genders have perfected, they have the supernatural grace of receiving. As the ones who are even married, the husbands, compare it. Husband will be buying iPhone, wives will be buying singlet, boxer. Kojora, this is Kojora. They are not the same. I'm telling you real life. There's no balance. And that's any man here. In terms of giving, most men are a net deficit. Most men are a net deficit when it comes to giving. They're receiving less than they're getting. Now, does everybody understand what love is now? Okay. Does everybody understand what love is now? Okay. Yeah, speak out though. Don't, even if he's touching you, speak out. All right? So we know what love is now. Then the thing is, how do you know when somebody loves you? Again, Bible. So we know what love is now. But that's not even as important as knowing when somebody loves you. All right? How many agree with that? The real interest is how can I tell that somebody loves me or I love that person? How can I tell? All right? Can I go on? Yes. Okay? All right? 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 1 to 8. All right? Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, but have not love, I have become sounding brass or a clanging cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have faith so that I could remove mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burnt, but have not love, it profits me nothing. All right, so now the Bible is describing love. All right, it says love suffers what? Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself. Is not puffed up. Does not behave rudely. Does not seek its own. Is not provoked. Thinks no evil. Does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Bears all things. Believes all things. Hopes all things. Endures all things. Love never fails. All right? But when there are prophecies, they will fail. Where there are tongues, they will cease. Where there is knowledge, it will vanish away. Did you see all of the criteria that the Bible used to describe love? And I want you guys, as you are reading these things, to be judging your love. Do you understand? All right, I need energy. Do you understand? You guys, are we together? All right, so let's go. All right, so we are going to take each one of those things so that you understand better. All right, what the Bible. So when the Bible says suffers long, what does suffer long mean? Continuing to show restraint and kindness even when you have been wronged. When it says love suffers long, to love, I love you, this is what it means. All right, it means that you have the capacity to suffer long. And suffering long means you continue to show restraint and kindness even when you have been wronged. So those couples that you saw at the end, abusing their fathers and their grandfathers, are they manifesting love? No. If we look into that case, it's possible that somebody offended the other, or maybe they offended each other. But there is no restraint. They can't bear each other. They are tired of abusing themselves. Now they have landed on their parents. That abusing you now doesn't do anything for me. It's your father. They didn't train you. You know when somebody says they didn't train you well, you know it's your parents they're abusing. You don't have home training. You know if somebody tells you don't have home training, it's your parents that they're sending message to. You should first slap the person. All right? Suffers long means you continue to excite. That's why when that guy says, take time out, don't say everything that comes to your mind. That's how you love somebody. And sometimes when somebody is loving you people say, no, I want you to tell me what is in your mind now. So you don't even want to be loved. Show restraint. This person has offended you, but you won't give voice to everything that you are feeling, everything that you are doing. Why? Because I love you. The reason why that man takes a stroll every time is because he loves his wife. Because he respects her. He doesn't want to just talk anyhow. You'll be bearing with difficult people and situations. You are continuing in love despite the pain or delay. You saw what Brother Leke started out with. I love this woman, whether I have children or not. Contrast that to the question the girl was asking. If I marry you because the doctor said you can't have children, but I marry you because I think I'm fitting. When we now get some distance, you now say, I beg go. Ma fite koba me. You know what that means? Don't use your own to cause problem for me. To love somebody, the Bible says, you suffer long. You know why? That's exactly how God is with us. God doesn't wipe us out in our sins. He sees what we are doing. He doesn't approve of it. He keeps waiting for us to come to him. Keeps waiting for us to come back. Love is kind. What is kindness? Kindness is active expression of love. Kindness is not, kindness is you do something to change that situation for that person. You have to, when you are kind, when you love somebody, you are kind to them. That means you have expressions, active expressions of doing something to correct whatever the situation they are in is. Kindness is active. Sympathy is not. You can sympathize with somebody and not do anything. If you love somebody, you are kind to them. You are compassionate. You are merciful. You show them goodness. Even when it costs you something. Are you guys understanding love now? If you understand love this way, it will be easy for you to know somebody who doesn't love you. Easy. It is not by mouth. This is again where we say you have a disagreement with somebody, it goes away for 2 weeks before coming to this person doesn't. Why do you need me to tell you this person doesn't love you? This person doesn't care about you. Love does not envy. What does envy mean? That the person doesn't feel resentment towards you because they want something you have. You and I are supposed to be partners, friends, lovers. Meanwhile, if I get something, you are so resentful, you are envious of it. You will now be using, a man is the head of his family. You'll be telling somebody not to work, not to make money. You'll be cutting her off from everywhere just to isolate that person and make him completely dependent. You don't love the person. And you don't need me to tell you the person doesn't love you. You know, some women are building houses, they can't tell their husband. Not because they don't want to tell them, because they know that the idiot can't take it. Because you can't build house now, you want to forbid your wife from building house, even though God has given her the grace. I heard of some incident, if I remember correctly, it was a situation where the woman was the landlord in the house where they were renting from. So the husband has been paying rent to the wife without knowing that the wife was the landlord. Don't do that. See, why? The question is, don't be in any relationship where you can't be free, where you can't be yourself. If God is blessing you in a way, anybody who loves you will not be envious of that. Anybody who shows envy towards you doesn't love you. Love does not parade itself. You know how some people are boastful, proud, self-promoting themselves. They make themselves feel bigger than you. Love doesn't do that. That's the person who asks about a pastor is trying to, that's one of those situations. If you say yes to a pastor, how are you going to be on equal footing with that person? Somebody who is you start from the position of father, you want to now transfer to lover. How is that? How am I going to be able to tell you you that you are supposed to be telling me something, I'm supposed to take it that God is speaking. Now I'm marrying you. Love doesn't self-promote. Don't make, if anything that is bigger than you should be bigger than you not to be able to marry you. Did you hear me? Anybody that feels too big, too good, too educated, too sophisticated, too rich than you, that all of those things should keep the person from wanting to be married to you. You are a small girl, you are a small boy. Let everybody stay in his corner. If you are older than me by 30 years and you bring your mouth to want to come, I'm going to disrespect you. If you are not ready for disrespect, stay in your corner. You can't come and be talking to me, and then every conversation will be saying, you know, I'm older. You have traded, you are like Esau, because of what you want to eat. You have given your birthright, so forget about it. You have traded that one. Don't promote, don't be proud. You think, if I didn't go to school, I didn't go to school before you married me. Don't come and marry me and come and be reminding me all the time. Go and find the people who went to school. Love is not puffed up. Love is not puffed up. You know, people who they'll be acting like they're doing you a favor by marrying you. Rich man's daughter and poor boy's this thing. You'll be like, you know, no, stay in your lane. Don't marry me out of pity. Don't be going around as if you are doing me a favor. Fine girl, you are yellow like Mami water. Stay in your corner. Go and marry fellow marine spirit like yourself. Don't come and marry me and be making it look. Don't be embarrassed by being around me. Love does not behave rudely. This one, I don't even need to say anything. See all those couples. See the way they were talking to each other. The tone, the rashness, the brashness, the selfishness. Somebody is that agitated, you are telling him, okay, go and cook, I want to eat. The selfishness, doesn't care about that woman. That woman too doesn't send him. They don't send each other. But when they settle that thing, they will still sleep with each other. They still say, I love you. It's the foolishness that happens all around that we see. Anybody who is not treating you with dignity doesn't love you. Anybody who is insulting you, anybody who can't restrain himself from speaking to you rudely, harshly, talking you down, the person doesn't love you. And you don't need me to be telling you that. The Bible has told you. I love you is not by mouth. That's why I've said to you, it is better for the guy to take a walk rather than run his wife down, run her husband down. I love you. You'll be saying all those things that those guys are saying. He don't love you. Love does not seek its own. All right? Love is not selfish, self-serving. Insist on your own way. Everything you are. That's why we said leadership. When the Bible says the man is the leader of this thing, how you will know that the person loves you or he doesn't love you is you are not your leadership. You are not using it to benefit yourself. The true definition of a leader is first to pain, last to gain. A leader is first to pain, last to gain. But the understanding that we have, the reason why everybody wants to be leader, because the leaders that made it, they are first to gain and they are last to pain, which is a complete disorder in the kingdom of God. So that's why I said to you, if there's one meat in there, this is the order of priority in a house, in a family. Any money you have, any resources you have, any food, you start from the youngest. And that's how you be cascading. If you have 4 children, start from the youngest, to the next youngest, to the next youngest, to the next. Before you get to the wife, before you get to the leader will be the last person. And if there is no more meat, the leader is the person who will go without meat. All these things where our parents will do, they fill their pots with meat. The children now will not be struggling with. All that is a wrong understanding of leadership. And that person doesn't love you. He's self-serving. He's using the scriptures of God. All right, one scripture, he's using it to benefit himself and disregarding every other scripture that God has put to condition and to guard him. Love is not provoked. You're not easily angered. Everything you don't charge. Everything you want to break TV. Everything you want to break somebody. Everything you have slapped somebody. You know people who are abusive. When their eyes clear, they will not be begging you. It doesn't mean they will still not do it again. By the way, you are not married yet. How many times, girls or boys even, how many times is a person allowed to physically abuse you before you walk away? One time. No. I'm saying the time he tries it, if he tries it, that's the final try. Don't be giving somebody a chance that he will change you. I know somebody who, the week of the wedding, they were still beating her. And her sisters, they covered it up. They hid it from the brothers because they knew that if the brothers heard, they would call off the wedding. The sisters hid it. You know what happened? They still continue beating her in the marriage. Why are you marrying somebody when they are beating? They are even beating you in the week of the wedding. One time, if you are not married yet, one time, you will try it only once. There is no comeback from that. There is no giving him a chance. There is no he will repent. Because if you are a person who is given to resolving things by physical combat and all of that thing, you can always go back to it. Before you do that, I want to see how many Korope drivers you have killed on the road. I want to see how many Okada drivers you have murdered. There are different people who are angering you, who are upsetting you, who are causing problems with you. But you are managing to restrain yourself. You can control yourself. Do you know how many Danfo drivers who upset you in Lagos? Do you know how many people, your friends, your siblings, who will anger you? You can restrain yourself. But because I'm your girlfriend, you are giving me backhand, you are giving me all one time. You do it, you don't do it again. Love is not easily provoked. Love thinks no evil. Is not resentful. You keep no record of wrongdoing. Does not assume the worst of others. You know some people, they will say they are forgiving you, but they will constantly be reminding you. They have a log of your errors, of your mistakes, of your faults. Are we together? This class is awfully quiet. Can I hear you guys? Just so know you are alive. What are we doing? Bible is what we are reading. Love does not rejoice in iniquity. That will address the issue of somebody who wants to be having sex while you are trying not to. All right? The person doesn't love you. The person doesn't feel guilty, doesn't feel bad. He's happy to continue. And I said last month, anybody who is happy to continue to do immorality with you and only feels bad because you complain, that person is not interested. The person has already made this decision. It's you that you are the mumu, that you are still thinking, what should I do? What should you do? Your house is on fire. You are asking me what should you do? He won't be taking pleasure in it. It won't be, I love you, but I want us to be sleeping with each other when we are not married. I want you to go and steal money from your parents to come and give me. I love you. No. Love rejoices in truth. All right? If the person is happy in it, and you know some people, you can't even trust anything that they're saying. Love rejoices in an atmosphere of truth. All right? Love bears all things. Endurance. Again, see Sister Lara and Brother Leke. You endure. You don't know what life may throw at you. Supporting each other through trials. That's love. Love believes all things. Trust over suspicion. Again, come to that lady that says somebody, before you marry, says he wants to do DNA test for every child. There's no trust. And that's the one that you are seeing now. But when you get into that situation, constantly, continuously, that's suspicion. And nobody can live under the weight of somebody's suspicion. Every move, everything you do, there'll be undertones. Where are you going? Where are you coming from? Who is that? Who called you? You'll be sneaking. Nobody can live with that. Love is not quick to assume bad intent. As I said to you, somebody goes out, when she comes back, you rush her because you want to confirm whether she has been. No. I love you, that's why I'm doing it. I mean, no, you don't. You love yourself. Love hopes all things, is optimistic, doesn't give up easily. All right? Believes change and restoration is possible. The problem with many people is, with God, we fall and rise. You know what God does? God doesn't remember. There's now no condemnation. God forgives you clean. But you know what some people do? They will say, I've forgiven you, but they will not let you. This is the classic one. I can forgive, but I can't forget. The remembering, what is it doing to you? That remembrance that you are holding on to, I can forgive, I can't forget. That remembrance that you are holding on to is for what purpose? Except to be peppering the other person. To be constantly reminding them. To constantly hold them in debt to yourself. Love endures all things, does not give up when the relationship becomes difficult. Remains committed through hardship, delay, disappointment. That's love. All of these things that I'm saying is Bible we're reading. But we will leave all of these things. We'll be doing love is feeling. Okay? Any questions so far? Any questions? Are we all clear? Because I'm now going to be going to practical examples to know that where there is love, where there is no love. Is that okay? Is that okay? Okay. When someone loves you, they don't wait until you get married before making sacrifices for you. This This is how you begin to know whether somebody loves you or not. When somebody loves you, they don't make sacrifice. They don't wait until they are married to you before they make sacrifices for you. The message that Pastor Shola read, the guy said, if you are not going to come and wash in my house, don't ask me for money. That's not love. Because that person will give you something in return for something. That's not love. When somebody loves you, they don't wait until you get married before they make sacrifices for you. A person who will make sacrifices for you until marriage is unwilling to pass any benefit to you except in return for something. That's what the person is saying. I'm not ready to part with any benefit to you because you may not marry me. That person is calculating, not loving. True love is selfless and not motivated by a need to get something in return. And so when you are hearing these things, keep in your mind, this is what I'm doing to you, this is what you are doing to me. We are benefiting each other. Not that I am here, you are benefiting me. No. But sacrifices must be self-motivated, not demanded. What does that mean? What does sacrifices must be self-motivated? What does it mean? You are the person who is determining what you want to sacrifice, not somebody asking you. If you want to give somebody a car because you love them, let it be your mind. Let it not be somebody asking you, buy me a car. If you want to give somebody food, let it be your mind. Let it not because they are asking. Anybody who is asking you for things probably doesn't love you. They're just seeing you as a means to accomplish their own needs. So when I say to you, love is you are making sacrifices for somebody, whether you are married to them or not, I'm saying to you, the sacrifices must be self-determined, not something that they're asking. So somebody can be asking you for something, and when you say you can't give it, then they now say you don't love me. Yeah, I don't love you. I'm happy to conclude that. So self-motivated, you determining it, not somebody asking you. The rule is, most likely when somebody is asking you for something, don't give it. Because it means that you are not in a position to give that thing. Because if you are in a position to give it, you will have given it without prompting. And many of you are entering into debt, especially the guys. You are entering into debt. You are suspending your own goals, your own accomplishments, your own things that you have set out to satisfy a girl. A person who demands that you make sacrifices for them before there is any meaningful commitment to each other may be seeking to take advantage of you. Just know that. Anybody who is asking you for things, they are probably seeking to take advantage of you. So your sacrifices must be self-motivated, determined by you. Am I clear? I can't hear you guys. Am I clear? All right, let's go again. Is this clear? Yes, is this clear? There's no energy now. Is this clear? Yes, all right. 1. Number 2, when someone loves you, they don't complain about what they don't like about you. When somebody loves you, they don't complain about what they don't like about you. Your leg is this, your height is this, you speak like this, you speak like that. When somebody loves you, they don't complain. You know why? Because they invest to change it. If you don't like the clothes somebody is wearing and you don't have the money to change it, don't be complaining. Because the person probably doesn't like the dress she's wearing too, but she can't do anything about it now. If you don't like the English this person is speaking, and you can't send him to school or her to school to go and learn how to speak English, don't be complaining if you want to be with the person. The option you have is walk away. Don't be with that person. Don't be complaining. Those people, and some people, they will beat you to the extent that you lose total confidence in yourself because of constant complaining. You can't do this. You can't cook. You can't do this. You can't. That person doesn't love you. Complaining about something you don't like about someone when you are not ready to do anything to change it is fruitless. You're just punching somebody who can't punch you back. When somebody loves you, they will see something they don't like. When they know they can't do anything about it, they will chest it, waiting for the time when they will be able to. But constantly complaining about something that the person can't do anything about, and you are not ready to do anything to change it. What are you complaining about? What do you want the person to do? I love you, I love you, I love you. This is it. A person who focuses on complaining about your defects or inadequacies without offering to help you to overcome them is not showing love. Just complaining. I don't like the way you do this. I don't like the way you are. I don't like the way you dress. Can you not sit down? Can you dress like that? Have you bought the dress like that person is wearing for her? Have you made the hair that person? If you can't do it, you can't do it. She can't do it. Just be waiting for when you are ready to do it. Constantly complain. What do you want the person to do? The boy doesn't have money. The boy wears this thing. If you like the person and you are there, and you know you can't do anything, and it's a different thing if the person has a means to do something about it, but maybe doesn't know how. You can work with them to accomplish it. But when the person is powerless to change it, you constantly complaining, you are just wearing the person down. Stay away from that kind of person. They're just damaging you. This guy says, Carl Jung says, criticism has the power to do good when what we are trying to do is to destroy something. Criticism is only good when we are trying to destroy something, but it does no good if we are trying to build something. Constantly criticizing somebody about something they can't do anything about, there is nothing good that comes out of it. It's what we say, put your money where your mouth is. Everyone has imperfections. Sometimes we are not willing to change them, or sometimes we are not able to change them. And so your responsibility is, if you see anything, that you have to accept people with their imperfections. And if you can't live with it, then take a walk. All right? Don't stay and you know how some people are going to stay? They're going to be complaining. They're not going to go. This even happens to church members. They'll be complaining about the church. They'll be complaining about the pastor. They'll be find another church and go. They won't go. They have a ministry of complaining. If you can't live with a person's imperfections, just simply walk away. The question that lady asked about medically the person can't have children. Don't say that I'm faking it and go. If you know that I must have children, then stay away from the person. Do not marry that person and be constantly reminded. It's because of you we're in this situation. If I know where my mate's children are now, this one, what are you doing? When a person loves you, they make you fall in love with yourself. When a person loves you, they make you fall in love with yourself. They help you to deal with your own insecurities. How many know there are things that we don't like about ourselves? How many know that? That some things about yourself, if you could have changed it. There are things that all of us have insecurities. There are things we like to be better. Some people want to be shorter, some people want to be taller, some people want to be fatter, some people want to be slimmer. So there are things. When somebody loves you, they will make you fall because the way they accept your imperfection, it will make you yourself fall in love. Their willingness to love you with your imperfection, that's what gives you confidence to accept and love yourself. This love thing is not a plaything. And there's this quote that says, you don't love a woman because she's beautiful. And you don't love any person because they are beautiful. They are beautiful because of the way you love them. Being willing to accept somebody as they are. Most of us get married hoping to change the person. That's a fatal exercise. If you don't like what you are seeing, if you can't live with it, don't go into it. There's no point in going to something and using witchcraft to try, and you won't get anywhere. A person whose entire focus is on making you fall in love with them. You love yourself. You don't love me. You love yourself. And you guys need to be able to tell the difference. When somebody is loving himself and not you. When someone truly loves you, they will make you find good things about yourself and give you reasons to love and accept yourself. They will not be pumping up the things that you yourself are already feeling bad about. They won't be hyping it up all the time and stepping on it. You saw that AI interview that girl it was really, you don't have house, you don't have car. Somebody has lens or something, you say, oh, it's passable. Somebody already owns house in Lekki. You say it's passable. You are squatting with your mom. You are 31 years old. When someone loves you, they won't make a slave of you. You know that video we watched in the morning? Earlier, the first one we watched, where that woman was doing all those things. When somebody loves you, that's why I said to you, nobody's going to anybody's house to clean. Nobody's going to wash anybody's plate. Nobody's cooking for anybody. I can't marry you because you are not domesticated. Accept it like that. Be going. You yourself, there is no reason why a man shouldn't be able to take care of himself. I can live on my own as I am now. As I am, I can live on my own. I can make my bed. I can cook my food. I can wash my plates. Learn to be useful to yourself. If you see your wife or somebody as a slave to come and be sacrificing her own life so that your own can be going up, that's wrong. A man who sees you as a solution to his domestic problems and uses you as a domestic mate doesn't love you. You don't need anybody to tell you that. He loves himself. He's only asking you to come and make sacrifices for him. Why does he won't make any for you? And also a woman who sees a man as an ATM, a solution to all her financial issues, probably doesn't love you. Somebody that's putting you under pressure to take care of her needs doesn't love you. What's up? She wants you to take care of herself, but you must also take care of her family. That run away. They don't love you. Pay attention to me. Are you awake? Are you awake? Yes, are you alive? Yes, all right. Everybody, girls, stand up. Yes, stand up, stand up, stand up. I want to talk to you. All right, are you paying attention to me? All right? You are responsible for your own upkeep. Let this thing enter your head. There is no man that was born that is prepared, ready to take care of you. You are say it. I am responsible for my own upkeep. I am responsible for my own upkeep. There is no dependence on anybody. And anybody that wants to keep you away from being self-sufficient and being independent, stay away from that person. It is not of God. Last week we were reading our word for the year. What's our word for the year? And he made us what? He made us so that we might have dominion. All right? Dominion over the fish, over the this thing. And I said to them in church that he said that thing to man and woman, to have dominion, to have control over resources. Where did we get this idea that women should not make any money, should not do anything, and they should be dependent on? That is not of God. It is not in the Bible. So all of you, none of you is going to get married because you want a man to take care of you. You are capable of taking care of yourself. So as the men are hustling to rent a house, be hustling too to rent a house. As they are hustling to buy a car, be hustling to buy your own car too. Do not be waiting. And anybody that says, if you buy a car, they won't marry you, tell them you don't want to marry that kind of human being. Sit down. Boys, stand up. All the guys, stand up, stand up, stand up. It is not your responsibility to take care of anybody. It is not your responsibility to take care of anybody. Take care of yourself. Do not put the burden of carrying another person on yourself when you have not even found your footing. And anybody who is pressuring you to be cut off from that person is no good to you. Do not desire in your mind to have somebody, to be married to somebody who you will isolate and doesn't do anything. Don't desire it. And if somebody is bringing that idea to you, refuse it. You are not anybody's ATM. You have gone to school. I've gone to school. We are working. You are working. Take care of yourself and take care of myself. When we get married, I know my responsibility towards you, but you are not responsible for anybody. Sit down. Love is freedom. All right? Love is freedom. And anything that seeks to enslave you, all right, under any guise, doesn't really love you. Anybody that is trying to manipulate you, they're seeking to use you for their own purpose, to solve their own problem, not you. You can't go out, you can't do this, you can't be this, you can't be all. No love in that. Any relationship that you are in, any setting that you are in that you can't be free. You know how some people, you will be friends though. Once they ask you to be their girlfriend, you now agree to be that, they will now start to form respect over you. Have you noticed that kind of thing before? They will now change. They will now be like, they will want to be controlled. You are like, you and I were friends before. We went to the same school. I know where you live. I know your parents. We were okay before. Now that I've agreed to be your girlfriend, you are now forming like, when were you coming? Where are you going? Who are you, Oga? Who are you? And don't allow anybody. See, you people be patient. Next month, we are coming. Next time we come, I'll deal with this economic independence thing. No glory land girl is going to be depending on any man. For sure. Have your money, I have my money. If I'm submitting to you because this is what God says and I'm submitting to you. I'm not submitting to you because you have power over me. If I break away, why will I live? We are not doing that again. And this is why your parents, they will see me on Sunday. Your parents don't understand anything. When they're trying to force you, somebody will be asking you now to get married so that they can come and be taking care of them. Don't take care of anybody's family. Take care of your own family. Let everybody take care of his family. You send your children to school. Let them take care of you. If they can't work enough to take care of you, let them be your problem. Why are you trying to transfer your problem to my problem? Are we together? Yes, I'm saying these things because it's very important. And I'm saying it as real as I can, so that you guys understand me. I need you guys to reevaluate many of the decisions that you have made. You are not responsible for anybody. Don't put that burden on yourself. You went to school, carry your own weight. Be a self-sufficient human being. A person who loves you, they won't abuse you, whether verbal, physical, psychological, emotional. Anybody who is abusing you physically, psychologically, psychologically is all this malice, all these things. They don't love you. They don't love you. A person who loves you won't be putting you through psychological torture. You'll be praying. You'll be seeking the face of God to understand what you did to this person. Okay, you have mouth, talk. What is the problem? If you don't want to talk, leave. Somebody will not be praying to come and approach you. You'll be praying to talk to a fellow human being. You'll be looking at his mood. Why is he? What state is he in? What? No. The person doesn't love you. Somebody who is punishing you doesn't love you. Somebody who is tortured, somebody who is waging a war of attrition, a psychological warfare, doesn't love you. And it is worse for people who are already in those relationships. They can't do anything about it. But it's stupid for you now, when you haven't entered, to open your eyes and enter into those things. A person who loves you sees you as an equal, as a mate. And his intention is how he can make your life better, not how you can make his life better. Person who you won't need to be asking, you won't need to be demanding, because the person is 100% focused on your happiness, and you are 100% focused on his happiness. When a person loves you, they come into your life and take you to a higher level of peace, happiness, and joy. When you find yourself in a relationship and your peace reduces, your joy reduces, your everything about you is diminishing, Oga, leave that thing. Until leave it. If I'm alone, my life is here, and you come into it, it doesn't take it up, it's bringing it down. What are you useful for in my life? What am I doing with you? Don't be listening to somebody say, I love you, I love you. No, you look out for these things. Is my life better since you have been here? Am I worshiping God more? Am I a better Christian? Or since I have been with you, I wasn't struggling with fornication before. Since I have known you, I'm struggling with fornication. I'm struggling to pray. I'm struggling to fast. I'm struggling to do anything. No more. You are not giving me more money. You are not giving me more peace. You are not giving me more joy. What are we doing? Nothing will offend me more than if any of you get into an abusive relationship. Somebody will come to me and say, my husband is beating me, my husband is punishing me, my husband is taking all my money. You wait, we'll get to it. You know what abuse is? Abuse is abnormal use. Abuse is abnormal use of something. When somebody is abusing you, they are using you. They are using you abnormally. And why should you allow somebody to use you abnormally? Why should you be there? I said maybe 2 Sundays ago, I said, when we hear now, if I hear that somebody is being abused, somebody is being punished, somebody is doing malice on you and all of that, I don't blame the person who is doing it. I blame you who are putting yourself as a victim. Because bullies will stop until you stand up to them. And I said to them here, somebody is abusing you, he locks you in, he beats you, and you still give him food, the person will eat. The person has the nerve to eat your food. You are not afraid for your life. I give you food, you eat. You saw that guy when he was saying, give me chop. If that woman carries that mind and makes food for you, you think he will eat. He doesn't like himself. Don't make yourself a victim. Don't let anybody be trampling upon you. You're a human being, a perfect human being. You should have aspirations. You should have something of yourself. Don't sacrifice your life for somebody else. For what? Somebody who doesn't give a damn about you. At least you should see when somebody is just using you. It is entitlement. Anybody who is abusing you feels that he owns you. That's why they are doing it. Before you come and beat me in the house, I want to know how many people you fought on the street, on the road. Let them call me from outside that you are fighting a Okada person. This Danfo driver, I will know that you have an anger problem. But you can control yourself against all of those things. Only when you come into the house, you can't control it. It is entitlement. You think that you own me. That's why you are doing these things. Cut away from that. Nobody can save you from an abuse. You have to save yourself. You have to respect yourself, please. God gave you a life. It's the most precious thing that God gave you. You are a custodian of that life. Don't subject it to somebody just coming to manipulate you for his own purpose. Somebody doesn't love you, you still want us to tell you. And abusers, they believe they own you, that you are property to them. And you yourself know that you are nobody's property. Take yourself away from those situations. Somebody is not married to you already, he's slapping you. And you are saying it's a mistake. That's the worst thing. The people who are being abused, you will be seeing that, until what's happening, they will be making excuses. It's not like that. It's usually not like that. It is when I say something that is upsetting, you are an idiot. A person who loves you is focused on satisfying you rather than you satisfying them. When someone loves you, they want to spend all their time with you. You can't separate you from them. All the time. Connection, in every way. Because there's so again, back to Sister Lara and Brother Leke. You saw what they said about friendship. Be friends with your guy. Because the low moments, the high times, all of that, have somebody that you can vibe with. People who are in love find ways to stay in touch. Connection. It doesn't mean that we can be physical, we have to be physically in the same place, but they find a way to stay in touch. Understand that there's a problem when you are constantly demanding time from somebody and the person doesn't see what the force is about. This person doesn't love you. You will be fighting for when we will see. When are we going to see? And the person will be making it unimportant. Don't enjoy your company. Don't want to be with you. You're not petting yourself on somebody else. They're ghosting you. You're sitting there. Hey, what are you doing? Everybody finds time for what is important to them. Write that down. You always find time for what is important to you. And the corollary of it means if somebody can't find time for you, it probably means you are not important to them. It's not everything they will tell you with mouth. Actions tell you a lot. If you're dying for, let's see, when are we going to, and the person is like, no, you're not important. When the person loves you, they make your business their business. They care for you, they care about the things that concern you. What is important to another person must be as important to you as that person is to you. When you take what is important to me important, you are saying this thing is important to this person, it must be important to me because this person is important to me. You want me to be all about your own business, but you know some people where you will care for them. My wife was telling me an example this past couple of days where somebody went and spent time with his partner in hospital, caring for her, caring for him, doing all of this thing. And as soon as they left the hospital, just because of a small argument of go home straight, don't go home straight, fight has started. Somebody that was on the deathbed, somebody gave his life for you for a week, stayed with you in hospital and did a small thing of, why are you not going home straight? Where are you going? Fight has started. You don't call the person back for a week. And you will still be asking, what will I do? What do you want me to tell you? The person doesn't care about you. You are all about this person's business, but he can't be bothered about the things that concern you. Do you need anybody to tell you they don't care about you? Anybody who wants you to be about their business, care for them, do this, come and cook for me, come and sweep in my house, come and wash my clothes, come and do everything for me, but they don't care about the things that concern you. What are we doing? Love is focused on the other. It's not focused on self. You love me is what you do to me. And will make me be sure that you love me. You don't love me because I'm doing things for you. What kind of psychology is that? I love you, then you are the one doing everything for me. It is not love if a person demands that you make sacrifices for them, but they won't make the same sacrifices for you. They don't love you. They can't be bothered. You know how I have friends who are married years ago. And when it's the wife's birthday, the whole house will be on shutdown. Everybody, wife's birthday. But when it's anybody else's birthday, it's not important. Anybody who wants you to be about their business but won't be about your business, don't take them serious. When a person loves you, they make incredible sacrifices for you and make it look easy. You know how some people will do something for you and they will never fail to remind you. They want to put you in their debt. You remember. When somebody loves you, they make sacrifices for you. Sacrifices that are serious and they make it look like nothing. And Laban, Jacob, and Rachel. You know how many years Jacob had to work for Laban to get Rachel? First, it was 7 years. At the end of 7 years, the Bible says, and I will read this is Genesis 29, 15 to 20. I will read the last part. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to you than that I should give her to another man. Stay with me. So Jacob served 7 years for Rachel, and they seemed only a few days to him because of the love he had for her. You know the worst part? After that 7 years, they gave him Leah. He still worked another 7 years, making 14 for the person he loved. No complaint. When somebody they will do something for you, you'll be. Sometimes people do something for you yourself. You will tell yourself, "I can't do it for myself," but because they love you, they will do it for you. It's a red flag. When somebody makes a sacrifice for you, but they never fail to tell you, to remind you that every time they will be reminding you what they did. That's a red flag. Because what are they trying to do? They are trying to put you in their debt permanently so that they can use that thing to be extracting favors from you all the time, to be getting things from you. They'll be reminding you, I sent you to school. Okay, you sent me to school. So at every turn, if you get a job, if you want to get a job, if you're having an argument, remember I sent you to school. I sent your brother to school. I sent anybody who is constantly reminding you of the sacrifices they make for you is only trying to achieve one thing. They want to put you in debt to them as a means of extracting all kinds of manner of favors from you. And you don't want to be in that situation. Sometimes not everything that anybody offers you, you accept. That's why sometimes you say, no, it's okay, until I'm ready. When somebody loves you, they don't seek to take advantage of you financially. You people listen to me. We have gotten to that place now. They won't seek to take advantage of you financially when somebody loves you. I already told you guys, you are nobody's ATM. Everybody hustle for your own money. Work for your own money. Everybody should be responsible for themselves. Be responsible. Take care of yourself. Be able to. You are not responsible for anyone's family. My mother said, my father is this, my brother. No, you people attend to your own family. Me too, I have my family that I'm attending to. All right, somebody was asking me this question, and I said we'll get to it. Don't lend anybody money for any purpose, especially if they are asking. Don't lend money to all the guests. Stand up. What did I say just now? Don't lend anybody money for any reason, especially if they are asking. Don't lend anybody money. Don't loan any money to anybody. Your friends are there for that purpose. Your family is there for that purpose. The people who have known you longer, if they won't loan you money, why should it be me? We know they use money start love. Do you understand that? We don't use loan me money to start love. Keep this thing apart. You guys don't let anybody take advantage of you. You have been loaning people money.
That's not true.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that.
That's not true.
I'm happy to hear that. Do not let anybody take advantage of you. Especially if they are asking. That's a different thing. If somebody, you know somebody and all of that, and you offer to help of your own. But if somebody is asking you, that's a red flag. Throw that guy away. You have friends, you should ask your friends. You should have your own family. How did I become the person that is priority to you to be asking for money? I never marry you. What am I doing? You guys sit down. Don't loan anybody money. Don't put money in anybody's business. You know how people will be coming, they'll be throwing their pity party. They'll be talking to you about, I want to do this, I have aspiration for this. Don't volunteer. Be praying for them. Pray with them. Hold hands with them. Fast with them. Don't give them your money to them. Don't steal money from your parents to give any boy. Don't sell anything. Don't transfer assets. Somebody gives you this. Don't transfer your asset to any man. Let everybody hold his own thing. And you don't have longer throat for another person's money. That's what friends are for. Your friends who have known you for a long time, they should loan you that money. Your family, they should loan you. If nobody amongst your friends and your family can loan you that money, I don't have any problem not loaning you the money. But where do I know you from? 6 months, 3 months, 1 year. You came to me that you love me. The people who have known you for 20 years, 25 years, they are not loaning you the money. Why am I obligated to loan you? Uncle, we don't use money to start love. Tell them. Okay, I'm looking at the person. All right, we don't do start love with money lending. Don't lend anybody money, except it comes, especially if they ask. And it's a disgraceful man that asks a woman for money. Come and be here. You know I love you. I don't love you. Don't hand over your salary to anybody. Don't hand over your salary under any guise. If you work for your money, keep your money. Don't use the excuse of joint account and collect somebody else's money. Stop that long throat. Don't give your money to any. I don't even have any problem for somebody who wants to collect your salary. I have problem with you who is giving your salary to somebody. Stand up to that bully. Hand over your salary for what? Don't transfer property. If they give you the money you are bringing, asset that you are bringing from your family, keep it to yourself. So if you love me, you put it in my name. They don't do that one. Don't do Mr. and Mrs. Everybody own you what you are bringing. Own it. My parents gave me this thing. Why will I transfer it to you? And if for any reason we are separating now, we will not be contesting over property that is mine originally. What are you doing? When a person loves you, they find it easy to forgive you when you offend them. It's what you people have been complaining. Keeping malice 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. They'll be begging you. They'll be pleading with you. They'll be doing. That guy doesn't love you. Proverbs 10:12. Hatred stirs up strife, but love covers all. When somebody loves you, they find it easy to forgive you. To be begging somebody like you are a god, we will make you a god. We'll be worshiping you. We'll pour oil on your head. We'll still do this, all of that, just to get somebody to start talking to you again. Walk away. You can't sleep because the person is not talking to you. When somebody doesn't want to forgive you or constantly requires you to go overboard before you get forgiveness, why are you begging for somebody's forgiveness? The person doesn't love you because the person is declared that he can live without you. You are the only person who is saying to the person, I can't live without you. And you are a fool. And when you constantly bring up somebody's offense, somebody's fault, somebody's this thing, every time, you are making it impossible to heal and move away from that. Every time you'll be opening it up. When a person loves you, they help you to maintain a good relationship with your family. Listen to me now. I'm about to say something here. Are we together? Yes, listen. Are you awake? Yes, are you awake? I can't hear you. Yes, are you awake? Yes, listen to me. Anything that seeks to throw a spanner in your relationship with your family is not of God. Just know that. Anything that tries to throw a spanner in your relationship with your family is not of God. Anything that wants to separate you from your dad, from your mother, from your friends, from your uncles, from your cousins, it is not of God. A person that loves you will help you even to rebuild your relationship with your damaged relationship with your family. First thing that I'm going to say, and I will not have said this before. If somebody has unresolved unforgiveness issues with his family, don't marry them. My parents did this thing to me. My brother did this thing to me. I can't forgive them. Don't marry them. Why? Because one day you will be the person that offends them. And they will struggle to forgive you. Go on. You know what the Bible says when you come, you bring an offering to the altar, but you have problem with your destiny. The Bible says, forget about that offering first. Go and resolve your issue. Somebody comes to you, wants to marry you. He's not talking to his mother. He has a problem with his father. His brother, he and his brothers are not talking. You tell him, marriage is not your problem now. Go and resolve with your family first. When you resolve with it, if I'm still free, come back at that time. Don't marry somebody who has unforgiveness issues. And if so, now, are you paying attention to me now? Pay attention to me now. Hear what I'm about to say. If a person asks you to choose between them or your family, choose your family, throw them into the trash can. Straight. If a person tells you, choose between me or your family, choose your family, throw that rubbish into the garbage can. Nobody needs that kind of rubbish. My mother is a witch. Your father is to leave them. They're my father. They're my parents. You have your own parents. Let everybody maintain their family. You come into somebody's life, you try to separate him, you try to isolate them, that's not to your advantage, that's not to your benefit. So the people who have been with you, who have brought you, who have made all this investment, suddenly now somebody will convince you they are witches. They don't like you. All that kind of rubbish, don't allow it around you. Marriage shouldn't diminish the importance of family. All right? When a person loves you, they protect you from their family and the effects of culture and tradition. Again, you saw Brother Leke say that. A man who loves you, a woman who loves you, protects you from their families. They draw a line. Don't be disrespectful to my wife, to my husband. There are things that you can say. And you don't go to your family rubbishing your spouses. African families can be extra. All of us know that. They are intrusive. They don't know boundaries. But you have to set that boundary. If you love your somebody, you will shield them from all the rubbish, all that intrusion, and all that unnecessary demand. All right? Not all of our culture is bad, but there are elements of it where somebody needs to draw a line, especially when they contravene the word of God. Understand that most of our culture is very unwelcoming to guests or spouses, especially with female spouses. All right, most of our culture is very unwelcoming of them. And so the man will need to stand up for his spouse with his family. Somebody is claiming to love you, it's their responsibility to shield you from all of the effects of that. I'm rushing a bit because time has gone, all right? When a person loves you, they cover your vulnerabilities, your weaknesses, your insecurities. They cover it, they don't expose it. It does not become gossip in their family or amongst your friends. Loving someone with their insecurities and weaknesses and vulnerabilities, it gives them power to when you love somebody, as my Frank Edo said, you give them power to wreck you, to ruin you, and you are hoping that they don't. All right, because love grants them access, things that nobody will know. The person who is close to you, who loves you, will know them, will see them, and you don't want to be hearing it amongst his friends, laughing about you, laughing at you, using you to be the butt of jokes. That person doesn't love you. The person that loves you doesn't expose you. They cover you. All right? They cover your vulnerabilities. Your gist is not gossip amongst their friends and their friends and family. They don't be laughing at you, laughing about you outside and be pretending with you. No, they don't do that. All right? Love doesn't betray like that. All right? When a person loves you, they don't seek to isolate you from your friends and support system. This friend is not good. This friend, you can't see them again. This family is... Seeking to isolate you is a strategy. The person that loves you will help you to maintain a solid relationship with your friends. Anybody who comes to you and is trying to isolate you, they're trying to bring you out so that you can become easy prey for them. Understand that. This one is not good. I don't want you to be this one. I don't want you to see this one. I don't want you to go here. I don't want you to... All of that is a pretext. They're systematically isolating you so that they can do the harm they want to do to you. Isolation usually is the first step in abuse. They first separate you from family. They separate you from friends. They separate you from church, from everything. Those are the people who will say to you, no third party, because they want to deal with you. And you are the idiot that will abandon your friends and family and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, when they will be showing you wickedness. Don't do that. All right? It's a massive red flag when somebody is trying to take you away from your friends so that he can be the only person in your life that nobody can carry the emotional burden of another person fully. Anybody who tries to do that has a strategy that they're working on. All right? When a person loves you, they want you to be okay even after they die. They're not only concerned about you when they're alive. Even when they are not alive, they want you to be okay. They're thinking of you. And when I said an hour ago or thereabout, that there are some husbands who don't want their wives to inherit them because they don't want them to. Recently, maybe 2 years ago, how many of you heard about Nwanya who died? And I think there was like a 20-year gap between him and his wife or somebody. And he in his will, he said this will transfer to her. But if she marries, she loses that. Okay, so you have married somebody who is like 30 years younger than you. You know that you will die before her. You know that if you die, a 30-something-year-old, a 40-something, will likely marry. Why are you saying that if she marries? So what you want to do, you want to enslave her in life, you want to enslave her after life. That person doesn't love you. They're just using other things to control you. All right, so understand our culture as well. Understand the tradition. Understand what they require for you. If somebody dies, what is the wife required to do? Find out from the people you are talking to. Am I going to be required to use the water they use to bath you? Am I going to be required to drink it? Am I going to be required to stay in a place alone for 1 week, for 1 month? Am I going to be required to shave my head? And if you don't want to, then stay away. All right, I've given you all of these examples and I've rushed through them just to give you an indication of things to look out for to understand that whether somebody loves you or not. These are only a few, all right? But as a Christian, understand love in its true sense, all right? And I'm hoping that the knowledge that we're giving you, it will help you to protect yourself from being duped by somebody who is just seeking to take advantage of you. Understand that God is love, and understanding love, let it originate from Him. All right, thank you very much. You have been patient, you have been good, you have been kind.